Kemper Profiler Tones and Talks. My name is Tom Wendt. I'm here with Thomas Dill again. Hi.
Hi.
And we have been listening. A lot of people had requests that they wanted to know a little bit more about that tone show and the details about how the tones Thomas created come together. And here we are. Thomas is going to do a deconstruction about everything that's needed. You need to know about recreating tones like this. And here's episode 4. I call it The Wind Screams Gary. Amazing sounds. Please visit all the videos on YouTube and let us know what you want to know. And yeah, let's dive right in with Thomas into episode 4. What did you do? It's quite an opulent dish you are creating there.
Yeah, it's the intention was to get this. You named it a little bit, the Hendrix style tone, Stratocaster, Marshall amp, and a bit of modulation sound. And I've changed the sound in this 1 minute little song a bit and created some minor tension stuff with the rotary speed, and then for the solo turned the fuzz on. Just I'll give you a quick overview of the parts that I'm playing and the sounds that I'm using in those parts. So I'm starting with just simple Marshall amp, slightly overdriven, and the rotary. Then the bridge, creating this tension with the fast rotary speed. And now for the solo, I slowed down the rotary speed and turned the fuzz on. Oh, wait a minute.
What was that?
Headphone plug. The headphone hurt. I turned the fuzz on, and the headphone plug went out. So this is the solo sound. And at the end of the solo, to create more tension, I turned the rotary speed to the fast speed. And then going back to the original part to fade out, just rotary slow and the overdriven sound. So these are I think four different sounds. And now we go to the nitty-gritty details, as you said. I will share my screen. Oh, you need to activate the screen.
Oh, excuse me. Guys, bear with us. I need to allow Thomas to share his screen. So, and by the way, as we were saying, headphone plug. Let's do a nasty headphone plug. You wouldn't believe it, but these are very old Beats Monster Studio Pro, and I can tell you, for guitars, they are amazing. And that's
really?
That's a plug, and that's fine because they are not made anymore. But you can get them really cheap on the places out there who sell used stuff. So, okay, Thomas, you were about to share your screen, and
here we are with
There it is. Cool. The rig manager, people.
Okay, starting from the top and turning every effect off, just the amp profile. And it's a Marshall profile. It's that Marshall behind me. And you find that profile in the rig packs, in the Kemper Workshop and FX rig packs. It's the Plexi Overdrive. This is the one I made for the Kemper Profiler Workshop a long time ago. And this is the version when you load it with, I think it's a bit more gain on it. And I tweaked this profile a little bit. And very interesting is this parameter, or this switch, the EQ position. I put that on pre. If you saw the tone tips videos from me, I talked about setting the EQ position to pre, because you get the overdrive sound shapes a bit, and you can just boost some specific frequency ranges. And in this case, I just boost the presence and the treble to get a more sparkling overdrive sound. So just I've turned them to the middle position, as it was, neutral EQ. And then just boosting, it was at 1.2, here you see it down there, and at 1.7 the treble, and you get a more of sparkling overdrive tone.
Yeah, this is a very important thing generally, because that's how, I don't know, decades and generations of guitar players have been making this transition from the growly full range amp distortion to more modern tones, because in the early Marshall era, Rory Gallagher and Brian May and Eric Clapton and these guys were using Dallas Rangemaster treble boosters. Yeah. As I've learned. And that's basically what this is doing. You have something in front of the amp that boosts certain treble frequencies to get a little bit more definition and a kind of what also is in the profiler. It's the kind of preamp definition, and you can here fine-tune this. That's a very important general technique for shaping amp sounds. So for all the guys who have these 6-band EQ pedals from Boss and the others, here with this switch, basically you could do the same, boost certain aspects of your tone before it goes into the gain stage of the amplifier. So sorry for the teacher part here, but no. I think that's a general, really, really important thing to understand.
There's one thing, because when I use this style to boost the treble and presence in the amp menu, I set definition at a lower level. So it's getting a more warmer tone, vintage tone, but with a boosted treble and presence, you get those sparkling overdrive sounds, and the overdrive kicks in the higher frequency. So this is very great to use it with those traditional amp sounds like Vox, Marshalls, and old Fender profiles, so something like that. Then the next thing I'm using is another EQ, the Studio EQ. And here I do some high cut and some low cut, just to match the frequency range to the guitar speaker. That's what I'm talking about in another video before. And here I'm doing it at 6K, a drastic high cut, and at 87 hertz, the low cut. And this is nearly the speaker range, the frequency range of a guitar speaker. Another thing I'm doing with the studio EQ, here this is just fine tuning to match the frequency range to the guitar and to the arrangement. And the idea is to cut out the mix and not to get lost in the mix. And therefore I need some high frequencies. I boost a bit of 3 dB on 3K and 0.8 on 2K. I just set it down, the 3K on 0. We have this one then. And when it's boosted, we have this sound. Some people would say it's a bit harsh, but when you play with a band, this is the frequency that makes you hurt. Not that makes you hurt, that makes somebody hurt, so that you can hear your guitar.
Yes, and this and with this we are in well, sound design, production, and mixing territory, because we are behind the speaker, we are behind the microphone, and what's happening there after the amp is all catered to put the guitar into a production and into a mix, and also for a live situation. That's true. We are beyond, and we are beyond the amp in the room situation, so to say, and that's also really important to understand. And this frequency, by the way, this 3K, I had a discussion with Hannes Kelch from Mix Berlin Studios. When he came from tour, he discussed with the sound engineers, and that they have this secret wish that this could be sort of automatically kick in and out when the vocals come. You know, because that would be something that makes it very easy for the sound engineer. You know, when the vocalists come, you could take it a little bit away, because when the guitar makes room in this crucial vocal frequency, and when the vocals are not happening, not singing, then it could come back. This is so to say the wet dream of live mixers, I was told, and you actually nailed that perfectly with that frequency range and the way you use it and approach it. So another teacher X course. Forgive me.
Yeah, it's normally when I'm adjusting this, I listen to the whole track while I'm playing. So just to catch the right frequency to cut out. And I won't adjust these frequencies with the guitar alone, because it's easy. You need to hear the other instruments, and you need to hear the guitar sitting in the mix. And of course, in the level that it should be in the mix. Not guitar players tend to play too loud in the band always, and for recording situations it's very important to hear your guitar sound in the mix at the level that the guitar should be, so you can adjust your play style, the attack style, and you can adjust the frequency range or the frequencies that should be boosted or should be cut down in that case. So that's the teacher part from me. Then I'm done with the EQ. Let's go to the reverb. I choose the natural reverb, and it creates something like a big recording room. With a decay time of 1.5 seconds, room size 6.9, no pre-delay, so you get the direct reverb and a mix level of 27.5. Just a room sound. And then the rotary. So this is, I think I've choose a preset and just adjusted some parameters. The mix is on 58%, so it's not too intense, the rotary sound. And it's nice for stereo sound. So the guitar moves around in the panorama. And interesting for this effect is the low-high balance. If you know a rotary speaker cabinet, or we can say the old Leslie cabinet, it has two speakers, a rotating horn and a bass speaker. And you can adjust with a low-high balance these two speakers and the level of those two speakers. So if you turn it to the left, you get the bass speaker. Turning to the right, you get a really high frequency sound just using the horn. And in that case, I turned the level, the balance, about 28% to the high speaker, just to create a little bit more, high frequency sound, a little bit more treble in that thing, not using the EQ, just using the high balance of the rotary speaker. Okay, then the rotary speed is on slow, fast. And it's getting a nice ramp when you switch the speed. It's not going to the fast speed. It's like the effect is programmed like the original rotating cabinet, because it couldn't switch from slow to fast right now. It takes a little bit of time, and Christoph made that too, and it's very interesting for that sound when you switch those speeds. And I've assigned that switching to the foot switch on the remote. You can do that if you go to this to the menu on the profiler and press the soft button, which is assigned to slow and fast, to switch on the profiler, and turn one of those effects buttons on the remote at the same time. You have this assigned to the foot switch, and that's what I'm doing here with my remote down there. Switching on and off.
Cool.
So that's nice. And some people, I heard from some colleagues that they didn't know that you can switch on and off the rotating speed of the rotary effect via the remote and the effect buttons. Okay, next one. The fuzz. I think I had the fuzz phase preset for that, or something, germanium, red, germanium, something like that. You should check them out. The presets are great. And very important for that sound for me is this parameter called octa.
Yeah, because that's what I
this
heard.
Is the guy for the for this octafuzz sound, because it's creating some high overtones. I just turn this parameter to 0, play one note. It's okay, fuzz sound, but now on 10, you hear the octave when the note fades out. So it turns into this overtone, nice overtone, and it's great when you're playing long notes or just not too fast. So this is the most important parameter on this fuzz, or for this particular sound I wanted to create, this old Hendrix Marshall fuzz tone.
In the room with Jimmy, if you hear it like this, just so pure and direct and isolated, it's just amazing, the tone.
Yeah. So I think that's all. I just have prepared the wow effect. It's the cry preset I'm using, just in case I want to play some wow, and the pure booster, which I don't use in this video, but I always have a pure booster somewhere set, just when I wish to have some more distortion or more overdrive. And of course, just with the amp too. And to be honest, it's a different sound when you boost an amp in the real life and with a profiler too, instead of just taking more amp gain. This booster, this pure booster, gives you a more dense overdrive tone than you will have with only the gain knob turned upper. And yeah, this is something I really use often. And yeah, I'm a big fan of stacking overdrive sounds, or stacking overdrive boosts and fuzz tones together to create some special sounds. So this is it for the rotary and fuzz tone.
Awesome tones. Wonderful. Thank you so much for let us have a look into this, because that's very enlightening.
Just two effects.
Yeah, and if you just listen to the video, how many different flavors you create during that track, which is also, again, I mean, there are now 21 videos, and Thomas created music for each of them. It's not just noodling around. These are tracks, and that's really amazing. Awesome. Yeah, so thanks a lot for letting us look into this. And again, if you guys have questions on YouTube or on Spotify, we have also activated the question option. So you could send us some questions there. And check out all the videos and try this at home, because already with the videos, you see all the rig manager screens in there. So you're invited to sit and play and tweak and recreate what Thomas did there. But yeah, there's been the request for making these rigs downloadable. And so we thought we do a little bit more explanation and look a little bit deeper into the details and let you know, to empower you to recreate them on your own. Or if that's not enough, let us know. Maybe we make them downloadable as well. But
yeah, but it's important to know for everybody that these sounds really are tailored to this specific licks parts this guitar. When I'm using, I would use another Strat. It would sound different, and that's what I talked about with the EQ, the studio EQ. It's just really matched to this guitar, to my a little bit softer or harder picking. Another guitar player won't get the same sound just when he downloads that. This is not because I'm playing this very great or something like that. It's just we are all individuals, and the guitars are all individuals. We are not, sorry, keyboard players, we are not keyboard players. But it's how you create your tone on the guitar. The profiler reacts very good on that, so you can have this living tone, and you can recognize a guitar player on his playing and on his tone. So you need to know that you have to tweak a bit to match the profiles and the sounds to your own playing and to your guitar.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for this. And because this is also the reason why we were so far shying away from just getting you the rigs, because you would have to tweak anyways. And tweaking is a good thing.
Yeah, you need to learn to do that, to get sounds, make sounds really good, or make rigs sounding good. That's what I want to say. Because you need to know how you adjust those profiles and everything, that it sounds good for your band. Sometimes it's when you have another, in this video we only have the trio, so drums, bass, and one guitar. And if it's different if you have another guitar player, maybe the sound won't cut through with another guitar player. You need to adjust those two sounds together, that not only one is heard and the other one is going down, So
yes, absolutely. And the funny thing is that I had this discussion with a lot of seasoned guitar players already, and they were they were arguing that sometimes some tones get lost in the band a situation and stuff like that. And then I went to see some of the rehearsal rooms, and usually the profiler is in the rack on the floor, or the head is somewhere down there on a small cabinet and stuff like that. So to begin with, it's very uncomfortable to reach it and to edit it and things like this. And I told all the guys, when you're working on stuff and trying to get your sound together with the drums and the bass and stuff like that, get the profiler into a convenient height that you can stand there with the guitar at a position where you can hear everybody. And then you tweak all the time, like the dynamics of a clean sound compared to the dynamics of the distorted sound, for example. That's another very important subject. You need to find these spots where it works, and you need to adjust the levels and the meaty aspects of the tones and yada yada yada. So it's no good if you have to lay on your belly and lie in front of the rack and do the stuff, because it's inconvenient and you won't do it, and you cut yourself short. Which brings in, of course, these guys, because now you can leave your stuff on the floor or whatever, and you can do the tweaks there all the time. And we highly recommend this, because you're getting closer and closer and closer to a very good situation. Never perfect, because the circumstances are always different, but that would be something to reach for. And also know, that's also important, know when to stop, because sometimes you can F some things up big time. So always save the last version as well. So, but I think that's enough for this show. Thomas, thank you so much. If you haven't anything else for that particular part, episode 4, The Wind Screams Scary, we'll be out of here and see you next time.
Okay, bye. Till next time.